Yes, guys, welcome back to the final FPL video of the season. It has been a mammoth season, it's been a crazy season. We're going to round off the 21-22 season. How did I get on? Remember, I did use my second free hit. Was it a thumbs up? Was it a thumbs down? Well, you're going to find out very, very shortly. Before we dive into the video itself, please let me know if you got a green arrow, if you finished in the top 10K, what is your overall rank, what are your pluses and minuses in terms of positives and negatives for the season. Was it certain chips you used? Was it maybe certain hits you used that paid off, etc.? Love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's dive into today's video. Okay, guys, so this is how I got on season finale, free hit number 2, game week 38. Okay, so I made many changes. I was torn what to do. Do I bring in Mane over Diaz? Do I go for the triple up with Spurs? Do I get rid of Cancelo, which I decided to do? Do I double up with Chelsea defence? There's so many sort of things that I was contemplating throughout sort of leading up to the end of game, or to the deadline of 38. So eventually I made 10 changes from my original team. So actually, it's probably easy to say the 5 players I sort of kept into my squad, which were Ben Foster on the bench, Son, who started, who was my captain for this game week, Phil Foden, Trent, and Reece James. Everyone else is new. So 10 new players come in: Raya, Sessegnon, Mount, Diaz, Maddison, Kane, Vardy, Veltman. If only someone missed out, my Veltman 8 points would have come off the bench. Tsimikas and Richardson. Okay, so that was a team. Just running through the points they scored. So Reyes picked up 1. A little bit disappointed with this one because I was, I think, just inside the top 10K with maybe less than 5 minutes to go, only just. But then Leeds ended up scoring their second goal, and Raya picked up a yellow card as well. So they ended up losing like 2 points for Raya, which was really frustrating. And on top of that, Robertson scored as well. So that was a big swing for me. So I lost out. I think I was on like maybe 87 points or something like that. With also Son, he also picked up a yellow card, as well. So missed out on his extra points as well. So I think it was like a 10-point swing in the last 3 or 4 minutes, which was really disappointing. So Raya picked up 1, James 7, no clean sheet, but did obviously pick up an assist really late on. Trent, nothing. Obviously, Liverpool conceded really early on. I didn't mind that because a lot of managers had the double up in Liverpool in terms of Trent and Robertson. Sessegnon, pleased with him. I really had an eye on him over the last sort of 3 or 4 game weeks to bring him in. Cheap player. As soon as we knew Reguilon wasn't going to play for the remainder of the season, it's kind of an easy player to bring in. Mason Mount, frustrating with him. Obviously, he didn't play the midweek game, so really obvious choice to go make him start. In hindsight, should have gone for Havertz, possibly. But then I would have to move things around because I think with this squad, I ended up using pretty much all the money. So yeah, he picked up 2 points. Diaz, 2 points as well. I thought something from him. It was a bit of a differential for me. Son, 24 points. Obviously, congratulations to him. Joint Golden Boot winner. Scored 2 goals later on. I think it was the 4th and the 5th goal for Spurs. Maddison with a goal and assist. I think maybe some bonus points. Foden, disappointing as well. I was confident he was going to start, but only picking up 2 points. So that's kind of where I'm disappointed with the most. In midfield, really pinpointing the midfielders I wanted, and only actually 2 of them came in out of the 5, which is really disappointing. Bear in mind, there's loads of other players you could have picked, like Mane, Jota, Harvey Barnes, De Bruyne, etc. Harry Kane picked up, I think it was a goal and assist, so 10 points for him, and Vardy picked up a goal and assist as well. So 10 points apiece for those 2. Ben Foster, 0. Veltman, 8 points scored. Like I said, maybe Trent missed out, or maybe Mount or Diaz, just someone missed out. Obviously, someone that only scored 2 points, then I would have benefited a lot more there. And Tsimikas and Richardson obviously didn't play at all. So overall points were scored 2,619 points. It was another green arrow, so I was sitting at 14,750. I moved up to 11,884, which incidentally, guys, is my best ever season. I have got a tinge of disappointment if you rewind back to game week 28, where Havertz went absolutely mental, so did Reece James, amongst others. I was sitting at 2K. Now, granted, I didn't make any. So at that stage there, people were using certain chips, and I was taking -4s, etc. So I think for about 4 or 5 games in a row, I was losing rank about 1,500 to 2,000 every week, and it gradually fell down to about I think 12k going into game week, the double game week 36. It was down to at one point during game week 36, down to like 21k. But I did manage to get back up to 11,884. Previous best was 20k, so I've almost kind of half that, not quite. Just a bit disappointed I couldn't quite get the top 10k, but nevertheless, really, really happy. Scored 79 points for the game week. Squad value doesn't really matter, but I was quite pleased. 105.9 million. Obviously, you got rid of Cancelo, which would have been made the budget a bit higher. Obviously, used my free hit. I only used 46 transfers for the season. So that, guys, is my overall sort of rank. 11,884. Really, really pleased. Best ever season. Hopefully, I can build on this next season. Next season is going to be absolutely chaotic. I have got another video coming out in the coming weeks with regards to what I think the schedule is going to look like going forward. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, guys, so we've moved over to the Fantasy Premier League website. Just going to go through some of my sort of rankings, some highlights, some positive moments, sort of good way to sort of finish the 21-22 season. And also it gives me a fresh positive outlook going into the 22-23 season. So as you can see, in game week 1, scored 96 points, a healthy 96 points. I actually thought, bearing in mind I've only ever had, I think, one time over 100 points in game week 1, I thought I'd be a higher rank than 633. I thought I was going to be maybe 300k, 250k, something like that. But there was loads of managers who did really, really well early doors. Game week 9, scored 113 points. If you cast your minds back, that was Salah versus Havertz. I had 22 points on the bench as well. And actually went from 268k the week before down to 64k 518. So we just click on my team, what did it actually look like. So let me just scroll down. So I had Ramsdale, Cancelo, and Diaz both. I think, memory serves me right, they played Brighton that day. Let me just scroll down. I think they conceded, or Edison conceded a stupid penalty. Yeah, 4-1. Edison, yeah, I remember that game. That really frustrated me because it could have been a mega haul. But in the main, obviously, Reece James 13, Salah 48, Foden 18, scoring a brace, Antonio coming in clutch, Jimenez, and Smith Rowe. And actually, my bench had plenty of points with Trent and Livramento as well. So that was a positive week for me. Just scrolling further down then. So I've never had so many weeks where I've had like big scores. It's the first time I've had, I think, maybe even more than twice. I've had hundreds, over 100 points, sorry. I've actually had 3 this season. So let's go down to game week 26, which was another really good week. It's got 141 points, guys. So just check out what the team was. Of course, it was triple captain week. And of course, I went Mo Salah. So Mo Salah went absolutely nuts, scored 84 points. Let me just scroll down a bit further. Ben Foster, 6 points. So obviously picked a clean sheet. Trent only 6 points, but was my vice. Saka 11, Bruno 12, Dennis 11. You know, it was a really strong week for me. So yeah, Mo Salah going absolutely nuts. When he scored 3 goals, 4 goals, was it? So you got 2 goals there, further one there, 4 bonus points, 2 bonus points there, another assist. Oh, yeah, really pleased with that, guys. So yeah, Mo Salah coming in clutch there for me. And then scrolling down a bit further, I'm just going to go to the other 100 week as well, which was a surprising week. So that was game week 28. Scored 147 points, guys. I went from what was 12k up to, or down to 2, yeah, up to 2k. So I really had a massive increase in terms of rank, decrease in terms of rank. So 147 points. Memory serves me right, this is when Havertz went a bit mental, Reece James went a bit mental. Chelsea had their double game week, yeah. So Salah 9 points, James 18. I think he missed a game as well. Rudiger 6, Trent 12, Coutinho 23. Yeah, I remember that. I think they scored against Leeds. Havertz 52 and captain, and then Kane as well coming in. So yeah, really good week that week as well. 140, was it 147? Was it 143? 147. So as you can see there, guys, look, there was those 3 weeks there. 141, 53. Okay, meh. And then 147 really did well for me. So, and then on top of that, I did have 2 other weeks that I scored 90 odd points. I think I scored 96 in both weeks. So game week 1 and double game week 36, I scored 96. In actual fact, game week 36 gave me a 7k red arrow, which was really surprising. But you know, it is what it is. And then just to finish off with, I finished off with 2 green arrows. As you can see, in game week 37, 38. I was sitting at 16.8 going into Gameweek 37 and finished on 11,884. Really, really pleased with that. Just to show you guys my previous rank and history. So I would say, that's not what I would say, this is true. So I've never, I would say for the first 5 years as a minimum, I just entered a team and didn't really care. So I did have a couple of ranks, 150k, 150k. Okay, it is what it is. But also I had a couple of ranks where it was a million as well. For the next, I think it's probably the next 5, I started thinking about winning mini leagues. I wasn't thinking about overall rank. It wasn't even a thing to me. But that was a big concern, a big sort of motivation of mine, sorry. And ended up finishing 20k in one of the seasons, which I was pleased with. It's only been these last 2 seasons plus this season I've actually concentrated on overall rank. And I've seen a vast improvement. Now, what I will say is the 19-20 season, 32k, really, really pleased with that. Really concentrated on trying to work on overall rank. That's the thing when I first started watching FPL content other than what was on the website. So I started watching Sam and Lee from FPL Family, and others sort of come into my thinking as well. And actually, this last season when I finished 228k, guys, this was actually one of my best seasons. Like in some ways, I'm more proud of that season than I am the season before when I finished 32k or the season I've just finished in 11k, because I worked it out. I had 32 out of 38 captaincy blanks. So to finish 228k and have 32 captaincy blanks, that is ridiculous, you know. So in some ways, I'm quite pleased with that as well. So yeah, gonna leave it there, guys. That's just you know, a bit of a rundown of some of my highlights. What I was really, really pleased about. Salah, Havertz, those 2 in particular, those game weeks done really, really well for me. And other notable mentions, I think I've got every single return of Reece James and every single return bar 1 of Phil Foden as well. I think I've had Phil Foden for like nearly 30 game weeks in a row as well, or maybe 1 week I didn't have him. So yeah, those are kind of just notable mentions as well. There you have it, guys. That was my last ever video for the 21-22 season. I hope you guys enjoyed my content this season. Granted, I'm not as good as the likes of Let's Talk FPL, you know, Raptor, you know, Black Box are pretty good as well. There's loads of other content creators who are absolutely fantastic. But for my debut season, quite pleased with what I've been able to put out there for you guys. Sort of, I think after maybe the second international break, I was quite consistent in terms of at least 1 week, 1 video a week. Sorry. So yeah, really, really pleased, and hopefully have some new cool features going into next season. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, please do so. Click that notification bell. Like I said, there's going to be a Premier League sort of schedule video coming up in the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, don't want to miss that, guys. Kind of my thoughts on what I think the schedule is going to look like pre-Christmas, and just drop the video a like as well. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Hope you guys having a fantastic FPL season, and I'll see you guys in a few months.